fuel ratio gauge has arrived, so that's pretty cool. I'll be setting this up as a mobile tuning device. I'm not setting it up permanently in any one cart. I'm just going to set it up, stupid box. I'm going to set it up to tune each one individually so we can swap them over. So what I'll end up doing is, this is just the wiring harness for this. It's a standalone system, so it doesn't integrate with ECM or any kind of additional monitoring systems. So this is just needs a power ground source, and this little fitting here, this little steel fitting, that's what our O2 sensor is going to be plugged into in order to monitor, send a signal to the gate. This is our jet kit. Actually, it's a couple of them. Since we're doing I'm doing 3 carts. I have 3 different jet kits, so but they're all for the same carburetor. I'm assuming that once I tune one carb, they should all be pretty close to the same as far as jets. So these are the jets. They just go up in increments. You have your main jet and your idle jet, basically. And that's it. So I get to play around with some jet tuning. And once it's all dialed in, we have it in stoichiometric. Air to fuel ratio is 14.7 to 1. So this gauge is going to fluctuate. It's not going to be specifically 14.7 to 1. As you accelerate, typically you have a rich situation until the engine catches up, and then it leans itself back out. So it's always going to fluctuate, but that's essentially what we're looking for, is 14.7 to 1, give or take, as it fluctuates. To recap, we did a 2-inch intake to a 30 millimeter carburetor with an accelerator pump. I ported the intake and exhaust, port matched the intake, ported the intake, put a 1.5 inch stainless steel head pipe to a 1.75, 1.3/4 MagnaFlow muffler. After everything was set up and we were running it, it smelled really rich. So this whole time we were trying to troubleshoot a rich condition. So I started leaning out the jets. Well, we picked up through AEM a air fuel gauge and set that up. You guys can hang out there for a minute. Come over here and I'll show you what that looks like. So it's kind of hard to see, but if you look right here, I'll post a picture too, because I took a couple of pictures when I was putting that together. This is an O2 sensor. Runs the wire over up through here. You can all just stand over here and you can see this gauge right here. So it's wired up, and when it starts up, neither of you guys fart, please, okay, since you're right over us. So as soon as you start this up, it gives you your fuel ratio. If you're down in the 11 area, or if it hits 10, flat 10, it means that you're excessively rich. If you're down below this 16 section, down towards 17, then you're really lean. So this whole time we had all this soot, and the spark plug was really black, so you know, I'm thinking lean it out, lean it out, lean it out. Well, come to find out, what I was doing is the pilot, just the idle jet, was too rich. So what I ended up doing is leaning out the main jet, and basically as we were going top speed, it was cutting out, cutting out. When we got that gauge set up and we were doing test runs, we were realizing that it was hitting to the maximum lean condition, so I had to increase the main jet, and we've increased it to the maximum one that we have available, which I think is a 140, right, Dodo?
Yeah.
Yeah. And and were tuning this, we were doing our runs, and for technical purposes, let me see, we have trip number 1 was our fastest run, which we hit 34. I can't go open any bigger, but anyway, can you see that? Yeah, 34.7 was our max speed. So that was pretty cool. GPS, it was me with Dorian sitting in the passenger seat. We hit 34.7 miles an hour. So, what'd you think? Did you notice a difference?
It was a lot faster.
It's a lot faster, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It stayed on the 15, like beginning of 15.
It's getting closer.
Yeah.
It's still running just a little bit on the lean side.
Yeah, it wasn't, like right now it's 15.8 or something like that, but before it was like 15.0, 15.2, doesn't matter.
Nice.
It got to 14.7, but...
Fastest it's gone since we've owned it, and hopefully with the fuel situation being achieved and when we do put the bigger tires on that we were talking about, because these are going to be meant more for kind of crawling than they are for racing. Definitely going to race them, but more for going up in the mountains and crawling around. When we do that, I do have larger rear gears to lower the gear ratio so we can compensate the larger tire difference. So, yeah, you guys have anything left to add?
No, not really.
Go.
No. Thank you for watching our show, and please subscribe and hit the like button.